Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving into something absolutely crucial and honestly, incredibly practical: securing food assistance in the state of Montana. Look, if you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by government paperwork, trust me, you are not alone. I'm going to be your guide today, walking you step by step through applying for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, completely online. So let's jump right in. First things first, let's be real for a second. Are you feeling the squeeze at the grocery store lately? With costs creeping up everywhere from billings to Kalispell, trying to budget for healthy meals has become a massive stressor for so many of us. But here's the good news. SNAP is a completely viable, accessible solution that is literally designed to help you buy the food you need. Because honestly, no one should have to choose between keeping a roof over their head and putting dinner on the table. And applying online through Montana's official portal, it is hands down the best way to go. It completely simplifies the whole ordeal. It's fast, it's mobile-friendly, and it puts you in the driver's seat to track your application. Ultimately, tackling this digitally is the absolute quickest way to boost your monthly food budget. Okay, so here's our quick roadmap for today. We're going to cover understanding benefits, preparation, portal navigation, submission and common mistakes, resources, and then a quick conclusion. All right, part one, understanding Montana SNAP benefits. So before we even think about logging into a website, we need to know how Montana actually figures out if you're eligible. And there's this really cool thing the state does for certain households called expanded categorical eligibility. I know, it sounds super bureaucratic, but don't let the jargon intimidate you. It just means that if you have someone in your home who is 60 or older, or someone living with a disability, getting approved is significantly easier. Your income limit actually jumps up to 200% of the federal poverty level, and that standard asset limit, completely gone. Now, for everybody else, eligibility usually boils down to two main income tests. This right here is where people get tripped up the most, so let's clear it up. There's gross income and net income. Gross income is every dollar you make before the government takes out taxes or deductions, the whole shebang. Net income is what's left over after you subtract your allowable deductions. We're talking things like high housing costs, childcare, and certain medical expenses. To put that into perspective, let's look at the numbers for 2026. Say you're a single adult living in Billings. Your gross monthly income has to be at or below $1,632 to qualify. Got a family of 4 in Missoula? That gross limit bumps up to $3,380. And remember, even if you are working full-time or part-time, if your income falls under these thresholds, you can still absolutely qualify for SNAP. Moving on to part two, preparing your application documents. Listen, taking just a few minutes to gather your paperwork before you start clicking around online is going to make this process incredibly seamless. You're going to need social security numbers for everyone who is applying, some kind of photo ID like a driver's license or tribal ID, and proof that you actually live in Montana. A lease or a utility bill works great. Also, track down your pay stubs from the last 30 days, plus your rent or mortgage statements to prove your expenses. Having this stack ready right next to you will save you from scrambling around later for sure. Okay, part three, navigating the ApplyMT portal. This is the main event. You're going to head over to apply.mt.gov. That's Montana's centralized self-service portal. Right there on the homepage, you'll spot a button that says Sign In or Create Account. Just give that a click. Oh, and a quick insider tip for you. For whatever reason, this system runs so much smoother on desktop browsers like Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer 11. If you try using Safari or Chrome, you might hit some annoying lag, so stick to Edge if you can. Once you click Create Account, you'll be routed over to a registration page managed by a security system called Okta. Just type in your legal name, an active email address, and a strong password. It is absolutely vital that you use an email you can log into right that second, because they're going to shoot you an activation link, and you have to click it to keep moving forward. After verifying that email, the portal makes you set up multi-factor authentication. I know, extra steps, but it's just another layer of security to lock down your private info. You'll just choose a security question from a dropdown and type in your answer. And just like that, you are officially inside the dashboard and ready to start the actual SNAP application. When you're filling out the form itself, keep in mind that a SNAP household literally just means everyone who lives with you and buys and preps food together. Be super thorough when you report your income, but whatever you do, do not forget your deductions. Reporting things like childcare costs or medical expenses over $35 for elderly members can genuinely increase the amount of benefits you get. And the coolest part? Remember those documents we gathered earlier? You can just snap photos of them on your phone and upload them right into the portal. So easy. All right, part four. submission and avoiding mistakes. You did it. You hit the submit button. Awesome. But what happens now? Let's break down the timeline. Standard SNAP applications in Montana are typically processed within 30 days. So day 1 is the day you click submit. Sometime between days 1 and 10, the state is going to review your file and schedule an interview. You'll usually have that interview knocked out by day 14, and then you get your final decision before that 30-day window closes. Okay, if you only take one thing away from this explainer, make it this. The phone interview with the caseworker is absolutely mandatory. Failure to complete the interview within 30 days results in an automatic denial. No way around it. They use that call to verify your details and your expenses. If you miss their call, call them back immediately. Do not let this slide, or they will just reject your application. Besides accidentally ghosting your caseworker, what else trips people up? Well, forgetting to claim deductions is a huge one, which literally leaves money on the table. Also, a lot of folks don't realize there's something called expedited SNAP. If your household brings in less than $150 a month and you have under $100 in the bank, you can get food benefits in just 7 calendar days. And lastly, always make sure to upload any extra proof documents if your caseworker asks for them. Moving on to part 5, finding support and resources. Look, sometimes technology just acts up, or your specific situation is super complicated, and you just want to talk to a real human being. That is perfectly okay. If you get stuck anywhere in the online process, pick up the phone and call the Montana Public Assistance Helpline at 1-888-706-1535. The folks there can guide you, answer your specific questions, or even point you to the nearest physical office if you decide you just want to finish the whole thing in person. And hey, while you're waiting for that SNAP approval to come through, you still need to eat, right? There are amazing safety nets out there in the meantime. Programs like WIC, local food banks, and school meal programs offer immediate relief. Oh, and once you are approved, check out tools like the Forage app. It's a super handy way to manage your EBT balance right from your phone. Finally, part 6, conclusion and important disclaimers. We've covered a ton of ground today, but just a quick heads up before we wrap. Government rules, income limits, and software systems, they change. It happens. While we've made sure this explainer is incredibly detailed based on current data, always verify the absolute latest requirements straight from the Montana Department of Public Health and Human Services. At the end of the day, they are the final authority on your specific case. So I want to leave you with this to think about. What are you going to do with that freed up grocery budget? Will it finally give you a little breathing room on rent, keep the heat cranked up this winter, or just take away that daily stress? Taking an hour today to gather your stuff and apply online can be a massive game changer for your life. You've got the roadmap now, so go ahead and take that first step. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and take care out there.